Another wonderful day, another beautiful day. We get together and have conversation. Make sure say the sound day okay, I beg. Check I change something then.
Oh, okay.
Another fine day, another wonderful day, another beautiful day. We get together and have conversations. We get together and talk. I know when people saw the flyer today, they were like, okay, what is happening? Yeah, we know must only talking about football. We can only know that football, and football is not the only thing for PE. We get for talk about them. So many other things, so many things that the PE we generation get for address them because we want trigger that conversations that we it will make change. Innocent,
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you, my brother. Welcome to you all watching us today. And like you say, it's another day with a lot of conversation, a lot of things that is going on in our country, in our community, and even in our continent. So today we're going to be talking mostly about the political situation of the country, even on the continent. This year 2025 is mostly an electoral year in most countries in Africa, in general, but particularly in Cameroon. And then we've been seeing a lot of people, a lot of candidates pointing out and say that they want to rule Cameroon and all of that, with much of them having some interesting policies and program for society, and some having some funny as well. So we're going to discuss about them today. And join us as always. Let's together discuss this. You can react on the comment section. At a certain point of a live, we're going to open a phone line. If you have an opinion, if you want to voice out something, just call it. That's how we are growing. That's how we keep building the community. So welcome once more.
Bro, sois la bienvenue. Aujourd'hui, c'est un autre sujet.
Merci. Bonsoir à tous. Très content d'être là une fois de plus pour éveiller les consciences et partager avec tous les Camerounais d'ici et d'ailleurs, aussi au pays qui nous regardent, de partager les informations, de discuter avec les panélistes comme Innocent et Sako. Bonsoir les gars.
On commence d'abord par un petit review de ce qu'on est en train de faire. D'après toi, d'après les gens qui sont connectés vers toi, qu'est-ce qui pensent de ce qu'on est en train de faire ici?
Non, je pense que beaucoup sont émerveillés. J'ai un ami qui m'a appelé de South Carolina, qui est en train de visionner l'émission aussi en direct, qui m'a dit ce que nous sommes en train de faire, c'est une bonne chose parce qu'il y a beaucoup de jeunes qui ne comprennent pas le sens de ce qu'on appelle le changement. Beaucoup sont surpris parce qu'ils ont été embobinés. Je ne sais pas si c'est dans une boîte qu'on a fermée et qui ne comprennent pas encore beaucoup plus. Même quand on parle du football, vous voyez, on parle du football, mais on parle de l'évolution du football. On ne parle pas de ce qui se passait avant, mais on parle de ce qui est en train de se passer, ce qu'on veut qu'il arrive. Donc, je pense que beaucoup de personnes encouragent l'émission, surtout ceux qui sont proches de moi, et j'ai beaucoup de personnes qui arrivent là et qui interviennent, like Rosine, Kiki, plusieurs personnes. Même le président de la FABA qui arrive ici, nous sommes dans un même groupe ensemble. Donc, je pense que c'est là-bas aussi qu'ils ont été poussés à comprendre que ce que nous faisons ici, ils peuvent aussi venir intervenir et donner leur part de connaissances.
So what about you on your end?
Oh man, I always tell you that most of my people like when you speak that broken French. I don't know. So keep speaking the French. But I think we have to continue the way we're doing. And if we can, we already have Sami here that can give us more content and more connection on French with French people. And so far, we've been having some interesting people coming in from both sides, everywhere, and talking. So yeah, we keep pushing. They say Rome was not built in a day, so we keep building.
Yeah, even with me, so many people actually. It's funny that when I did a show the other time, I was angry about something that someone said. So I did a solo show, and I was just cursing and doing that, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is not you. Oh, this is not the way that we know. Oh, this, that." So we are already building a niche that so many people like, so many people admire. But unfortunately, the kind of niche we are building is for responsible people. It's for people who Most of them will only watch, they'll not even react, they'll not comment, but they'll make sure they watch every day. And that's the reason why when we do a show, you don't see so many people watching, but before the night, you realize that more people have watched and things like that. And I see the backlog. Most of the people who watch, about 80 to 90% watch all the full video.
Yeah.
You see, that's the reason why I'm some people feel like, hey, you don't really have that crazy views, but why are you still doing it? I'm like, we don't need crazy views. I see the people who are watching and where the people are coming from, and that is what is interesting. It means we are impacting.
Yep.
And sometimes when I go out also to events and I meet people, there's always so many people coming to me and telling me, oh, we see what you're doing. I would really like it.
Yeah.
When are you inviting me? You guys should go like this. Okay, don't do this one that you're trying to do. Stay focused with what you're doing. It's actually really blessing the community. So I'm happy. Even with politics, I really did not want to talk about elections and people who are running and stuff. But people reach out to me and say, hey, you cannot have, right?
To me, yeah.
So they reach out like, hey, you guys cannot have that kind of platform. One of the only we have in the diaspora, especially in the United States, and you don't want to speak about things like that.
Yeah.
Just open the conversation and let other people contribute. So that's why we are calling those who are watching. If ever you think we are doing something that is not good, reach out to us. Send us a text, send us an email, reach out to any person that you're closer to. If you feel like you want to comment. If you feel like you want to rant during a show, call us during a show and rant about what we're doing that you don't like. But also, more importantly, when you watch, make sure to share, make sure to tell other people about what we're doing. If you know somebody that is good for us to bring on the platform, whether they're in Dallas, whether they're out of Dallas, whether they're anywhere in the world, just let us know, hook us up, tell them about us, tell us about them, and then we'll see how we can bring them to the platform.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys something. One of the reasons why, one of the two reasons why I started to read it, number one was when I was growing up. I think I was interested in CRTV.
Yeah.
But you do not have any person who is working at CRTV. You do not come from a rich family. You were not a super artist, a superstar. And even the super artists, sometimes they'll just kick you out of CRTV. So CRTV was so selective that I was like, maybe when I grow up, I should own my own TV station where every person can come. Whether you're big, whether you're small, you can have a platform where you can come and express yourself.
Yeah.
That was one of the first reasons. The second reason was me realizing how important this information is, especially information that we can push around the community. For more than 40 years now, no, let me say for more than 30 years, because after about 10 years ago, we started having the Canada and all these press, although they are still part of the big work, you understand? But at least before that, for about 25 to 30 years, we had just one media platform in Cameroon, whether it was radio or was TV, and there was one person that was dictating whatever was broadcasted there and everything. So whatever information you were fed was what they wanted to give you.
Yep.
So it was easy to say Cameroon is peaceful. Cameroon is. But nowadays it's difficult, because while they are saying Cameroon is this, there is somebody from another page, social media, saying, no, this is what just happened in Gokitunja.
Exactly.
This is what just happened in Kuseri. It's difficult for them to even hide information.
Yeah, right.
So that was the second reason why I decided, hey, if I'm going to do something to contribute to my community, to give back to the community that took me from nothing. There was Oroko people, there was Bamileke people, there was Hausa people. While I grew up in the street. You understand? So for me, I just felt like if I was going to give up, was to set up a platform that can give a voice to my people. That's why you see on Toridey, Agbobala will sit here today. The next day, you see some small guy, some small Pekin way, maybe just making a fish roll or whatever, he will sit on that same seat. It's because of me, I feel like everybody, all man for the community gets something for contribute for our development. Oof, boss.
Yeah.
Where are we going to start? By the way, for you, Octobre 2025, comment tu trouves ça?
Vous savez, on est déjà, je pense que quand les gens disent que nous sommes habitués à un certain...
One second, please. Yes, Gilbert, everybody can participate, but we just want to introduce the topic, and any person who wants to participate, especially those who have my phone number, you can just comment. If we are addressing a particular topic that you want to contribute, just comment that you want to contribute, and then I'll open the phone lines. You can call, make your contribution, and then we'll drop you. Go ahead.
Comme je disais tantôt, on a eu l'habitude de voir une seule personne tous les années que nous sommes là.
Mhm.
Et aujourd'hui, je pense qu'il y a eu des gens qui ont le courage de décider même d'être, même de participer même à la présidentielle. Mais quand je regarde l'atmosphère et je regarde l'environnement politique au Cameroun, je pense que ayant travaillé dans ce pays, comme j'étais avec Madame Foni, pour ceux qui ne savent pas, j'ai travaillé avec Madame Foni depuis 2013 parce que j'ai été embauché en 2013 comme agent d'État jusqu'en 2015 quand elle meurt et puis les problèmes ont commencé. Donc, c'est pour dire que je connais un peu le système et je sais comment eux, ils travaillent. Donc, pour ceux qui sont en train de venir, je pense qu'il faut une réelle éducation politique pour les Camerounais. Parce que quand je calcule, nous sommes nous sommes minimum 5 millions de Camerounais. Et quand tu regardes la liste des électeurs, il y a autour de 8 millions qui sont inscrits. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait des autres? Disons même que nous avons 10 millions de Camerounais qui ne sont pas à l'âge de voter. Nous avons 20 millions, que tu sois haut, après 50 ans jusqu'à 21 ans, nous avons au minimum 20 millions de Camerounais qui peuvent voter. Pourquoi est-ce que c'est comme ça? Je pense que c'est parce que à un niveau, on a habitué les gens à dire que oh, c'est toujours eux qui vont gagner, c'est toujours telle personne qui va gagner, c'est toujours ceci. Et les gens se sont habitués à ça. Et laissez-moi vous dire, les gens ont même peur aujourd'hui au Cameroun de parler. Même dans un bar, les gens ont peur parce que tu peux t'asseoir avec quelqu'un au bar. Je causais avec quelqu'un avant d'arriver là. Il me disait qu'au Cameroun, même t'asseoir dans un bar pour parler de certains trucs politiques, on a peur. Parce que tu peux être assis avec quelqu'un là, et on t'arrête le lendemain. Ouais. Il y a 2 ou 3 personnes que je connais avec qui j'ai fréquenté qu'on ne retrouve pas jusqu'aujourd'hui. Et peut-être que quand on voit les gens s'asseoir dans les bars, ils font la fête, on se dit que le Cameroun va bien. Mais il faut que les gens comprennent que le Cameroun ne va vraiment pas bien.
You know, so what do you think? 2025, October 2025, what comes to your mind?
I mean, this is the time. This is the opportunity we have this time around to change things around. Okay, this is the opportunity we have to change things around. So October 2025 is normally the date we're gonna hold the presidential election. But now, like my brother was saying, he said something which is really true. Because the way the CPDM propaganda is being built around the people in Cameroon, it was like there was no other alternative apart from them. But fortunately, we are having since 2018 presidential election, we have some party that was growing that came out and stood out. Or like I can talk about the CRM, I can talk about the PCRN, something like that, and then. And now we have a lot of political figure that at least can give up other alternative. But the problem is, if we want to talk about politics in the real sense of term, there is no election that can take out this system if the people doesn't make this huge mobilization. I'm not saying that we should do something to destroy or to do. Let's mobilize. Let's put ourselves in the electoral. Let's register to the electoral list. Let's put ourselves as those volunteers to watch over the votes so that they won't steal the vote as they normally do. Because right now we are at the Carrefour if we don't seize this opportunity to change our destiny. Man, this system will still go on and on. And to be honest, we've seen that this system haven't taken us so far. When you look at other countries in the same rank like Cameroon, if you see the way they are or the place, the development they are going right now, you look Cameroon, you'll be like, are we cursed or something is wrong? This is because the system that is in place right now is way past. You cannot have people more than 80 years, 85 years old trying to rule over people that are 20, 25, 30 years old. They do not understand the challenges. They do not understand that they are even out of the reality right now. So it is impossible for them now to say that they're going to rule these youth and understand their daily challenge and bring them the solution they need. Let me give you one quick example before we move on. You see Burkina Faso. They just had 2 years ago a president who is young, all right, see the dynamics that is going on around Burkina Faso, see how things are moving. Look the way he changed the face of the country. You understand? From he took a country that was almost bankrupt, and a part of the territory was occupied by the terrorists. He fought that back. He retrieved some territory back, even though not yet all, but he's fighting for that. The roads are being built. The industry is being built. You see that? Now they are transforming tomato. They are producing and transforming tomato in Burkina Faso. They are refining their gold in Burkina Faso. Let's just take that example. So we have to get people that really understand these days challenges. Those old, let's say our dad, they've given their all right now. It's not at 90 or 85 years that you're going to do something that you couldn't do 43 years ago, or let's say 7 years ago. All right. When we voted this, when the Cameroonian voted this party in 2018, they were hoping for some changes, but the changes are not coming, or the changes are slow to come. But all you can see in a society is how this minister, they are embezzling, they are creating road on paper, but that never really exists. Too much has to be done, so we need to change the system. So October is critical for us as Cameroon.
I watched a video earlier today, and a short video, and this person was asked if was asking people if we were going to make a plan that was going to involve 50 years to 70 years, which category of people would you want to use, or would you want to be part of that plan? The people who are really young, the people who are 20 years and younger, or people who are 60 years and older? I don't think it would be a fair thing for us to want to make a plan for 70 years, and we're talking to people who are 70 years and older. Most of them are not going to be there. Yeah, we can have a few heads from over there, but then most of the people are supposed to be really young, because they're going to be the one that will walk into. In America, if you notice, America is always saying that. I think what's his name? Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney.
Yeah, he said one time that for him, he feels like most of these guys who are wanting to be president today, the Bidens and all, he feels like it's time for them to step aside and allow the younger people to make a decision towards a generation they are going to live in. You understand? Yeah. You cannot be making decisions over a time when you're probably not going to be alive. Whereas if somebody who knows very well that I am going to be alive during that time is making a decision, it's going to be completely different.
Let me put something real quick.
Yeah.
You have to we not you. We have to understand the average age in Cameroon is 18 years old. All right. The median age, I think, is 23. Median is 23. So 70% of the population of Cameroon is young, is youth. So for me, it doesn't make any sense that 80 or 75 old people ruling over these kind of people. There is the time you give the knowledge, stand out as advisor. Because and let the youth with that energy. With it, you see, you can never even sign 3, 5, this bunch of 5 a day. You can't. You're tired. You cannot. But the young man is going to sign that and then move on, go check on that. Say, hey, is this building going on, or this project over here? How is it going? Walk over there, make sure that it's going.
Bro, but man, the simplest example is Samuel Eto'o. Everyone is wondering if he even has time to rest, if he has time to sleep. Today he's in Somalia playing some football game. The next evening he's in France talking to some player. The next day morning he's in. That is what happens when you have somebody who's really young managing a position, and that is what we think it's supposed to be. The people who are older and everything, you guys can stay there and be advisors. Take for instance, Mama.
That's why we have a senator, right?
No, every senator, I don't think they're supposed to be doing that. They're supposed to be somewhere behind. You can be maybe let's say there's a senator, and then you can be an advisor to the senator, not the senator. What if a session is supposed to hold for 24 hours? Are you going to be fit? You understand? So that's the reason why they cannot even sit and have a meeting for 9-10 hours, deliberate on issues for 3-4 days. We have seen that in America, where they lock themselves up for 3 days and they're just deliberating on issues. If you're not strong enough, you cannot. You just want to do your hurry up and do your 3 hours and go and just eat your money.
To be honest, after 65, go and rest. Go play with your grandson.
Now, I have an issue though. Most people feel like the problem is these leaders, the people we call leaders. I don't know. I want to ask you, do you think the problem is with the population, especially because he already said about 70% of the Cameroonian 75 is young. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, because I still don't understand how a very young population like that is allowing a bunch of old people to just hold us captive? Do you think the problem is the young people, their mindset, or the old people? I don't know. What do you think?
No, what I'm thinking here is the problem is the Cameroonian. I'm going to answer my questions.
In French.
Yeah, je vais répondre à cette question parce que le problème, c'est les Camerounais eux-mêmes. Je vais vous répondre parce que je me rappelle, quand on demande à un Camerounais, va t'inscrire sur la liste électorale, il te dit qu'on connaît déjà qui va gagner. Si tu ne t'inscris pas pour le changement, qui va venir faire à ta place. C'est un peu ça. Et quand je regarde aujourd'hui le système éducatif, on a perdu l'éducation civique, on a perdu il y a beaucoup de choses qu'on a perdues. Même quand on éduquait même les enfants, la puériculture, quand on éduquait même les enfants, les jeunes filles, comment s'habiller, se gagner et tout, on a perdu tout ça au Cameroun. On a enlevé tout ça parce que ça permettait aux enfants même de savoir même déjà. Imaginons, nous grandissons, nous les jeunes, nous grandissons avec l'histoire des autres pays. On ne connaît pas notre propre histoire. On ne connaît pas notre propre histoire. Si tu demandes à un Camerounais aujourd'hui qu'est-ce qui se passe en France, il connaît. Mais qu'est-ce qui se passe au Cameroun, il ne connaît pas. Si tu demandes à un Camerounais que Paul Biya lui-même, son président, est né en quelle année, il ne te connaît pas. Mais il va te donner l'âge de Macron.
So that's why I'm asking
ça,
you.
C'est le véritable problème. C'est ça, pour ça que je dis que le problème, c'est la mentalité.
Yeah, la mentalité. But do you attribute it to which category of people do you? Because we have two categories of people in Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said, we have the 75% who are younger persons, and we have the 25% who are the older persons, and they have taken hostage of the country. So who do you think we should attribute the challenge, the problem?
Les vieux, nos vieux parents.
Oh, you think so?
Viens, parce que je vais répondre.
Ok,
attends, donne-moi une minute, je vais répondre. Parce que ces vieux qui devaient éduquer les jeunes sont plutôt en train de vouloir signer à ne plus bouger là où ils sont assis. Parce que quand tu regardes un jeune qui vient, par exemple, avec un projet qui peut aider d'autres jeunes, c'est le vieux qui lui dit, je gagne combien derrière? Et tu penses que le jeune sera encouragé à investir? Tu investis quelque part, c'est ton propre vieux, ton père du quartier qui peut appeler la police ou bien qui peut appeler les gens pour dire qu'il y a un jeune qui vient de l'Europe, il est venu investir ici, et on va venir le prendre de l'argent. Et on vient avec la police, on t'arrête là, tu commences à dépenser un argent, tu te retrouves que l'argent même que tu es venu investir, tu ne peux plus investir parce que tu es en train de dépenser pour choco, ceci. Parce que tu ne peux pas. Même les ministres qui sont là, vous voyez qu'ils sont déjà à plus de 60 ans. Ils sont assis là. Eux, ils savent que si pour que le Cameroun évolue, il faut que la jeunesse de la diaspora, ou bien ceux qui sont à l'extérieur, qui ont les moyens, qui peuvent investir dans un business, ou bien dans les infrastructures, pour permettre. Il y a une société qui a fermé au Cameroun, je vais vous expliquer. Le monsieur dit qu'il payait plus de 5 milliards de taxes par mois, par an. Si tu gagnes 15 milliards, tu payes 5 milliards de taxes. Et tu dois payer tes employés, tu dois gagner combien? Tu dois entretenir tes machines avec quoi? Il est obligé de fermer. Et c'était un jeune qui avait moins de 40 ans.
Innocent, who do you think is responsible? We have a 75. Yeah, go ahead.
All we as a population and those leaders, everybody bears its own responsibility. This is a system that has been going on for 42 years, or let's say even since independence, because the CPDM is just the continuation of ANC, all right, or UNC, sorry, or UNC. It's just a continuation. So now you're not going to say that we've been sitting here for more than 60 years, suffering the same suffer, living the same on how do I say it? They give you promises, they never come true. You understand? They say we're going to do this, we're going to do that, especially as when election is coming, they come give you promises that never come true. You understand? And then we sit here for 60 years. and tolerating it and tolerating it and tolerating it. So at a certain time, we as a population, we didn't take our own responsibilities. Some of our elders or our papa, they tried that in 1992 with the veil mode. You understand that with the veil mode, and that almost got the country to change the leadership with Ni John Fundi. Some people say, they argue that Ni John Fundi actually won the 1992 presidential election. But we can't prove that. But some say that because the people, they stood up, all right, as one, crying and asking for change, all right. They didn't do nothing violent. They just make this Vilmont that nobody's out. We just shut the city down, all right. And then he had some political weight and make the government to look how they can bring in now some changes. But now, if we can sit here and see that this system, we've been facing the same system since the independence, and we are not getting where we're supposed to be as of now. Yet we are rich. We are really endowed with natural resources. We are really endowed with smart people, good human resources. So how is it that we are not moving forward? This is because the system has been corrupt from the beginning. The system have been corrupt. So we need to change. The responsibility on the people is that they didn't put the pressure enough to kick that system out, and the responsibility on the system is that they didn't do anything for the benefit of the population. Yet they were doing little from this to that, because you cannot say that from 1990 to 2025 you can just look and see, you see some changes. But does that changes reflect in the life of the Cameroonian? No. Everything is true, is a world, is a global issue going on. But what have they done with our natural resources to make the life of Cameroonian better, so that you can feel in your house that at least we don't have road, but we can eat. We don't have good hospital, we don't have good school, but at least we have light, we have water, but we don't have good school. This educational system is messed up. You see, last year we have 27% rate pass of baccalaureate français. 27. Why? Because they understood that pushing them forward, giving them baccalaureate with 8/20 does not help them. So now they say, we're going to give you exactly what you have. Then it dropped down to 27% of passing rate. So they understood now that we are educating mediocre people. They will not make it. So now let's come back. So that's why I'm saying with you, the educational system is not working. When even they are sick, they go abroad to heal themselves or to cure themselves. That means the health system does not exist. Does not exist in Cameroon. You understand? So we be sitting down, living all of this, but saying nothing. All right, because like my brother said in the beginning, they build up this propaganda, making you to fear, to talk, to rise your head up and claim what is rightfully yours. So this is where we're standing.
Personally, I feel like the responsibility is completely on the people. Completely on the people, and not only completely on the people, especially the young people. The reason I say this is, whether we like it or not, the people decide who their leaders are. The people decide who can be their leaders. It is not the leaders who decide who should be their leaders. It is about the people. That's the reason why there's this demonstration. Ask yourself, why is it that even though these people we still claim that, okay, the election, we already know who is going to win, we already know this and that, but this guy is still coming to us during the election to give you people this, to give you people sardine and oil, to give you people bread, to make sure they come and visit your chief, to make sure. We saw the other one making a tour of the country, right? Visiting people on behalf of the president, right? So why are they doing all of these things if they were really sure that they have everything under control? Do you understand? You talked also about the electoral system and people going to register. That is not the responsibility of the leaders.
Not the responsibility.
Especially when you, the youths, you, the people, you already understand that these people have already shown us clearly that they are not there for us. They are there for themselves. So that is when the country steps up, not in a very violent way, but you just make sure, especially in 2025, where we have phones, we have internet, we have all of these things. Bro, just imagine that we wake up tomorrow morning and the electoral list, it moves from how many million, 8 million people you said registered. 8 million people registered, but about 3 million voted.
8 million. I'm not sure if we are up to 8 million
No,
registrars.
they come
now.
to
No,
they
it was
come
about
up to
8 million, I
about
think so.
about
7 something. I know.
Yeah,
I
and
saw
then but about 3 million voted.
about 3 million voted.
Let me say this. Just imagine that they wake up tomorrow and they realize that 20 million people have registered.
Oh.
It starts to send a signal.
Mhm.
They're going to be like, hey, what is happening? You understand?
And they
And
can't
then
control the 20
They
million.
can control the 20
They
million.
can control the 3
They
million,
can't.
but not
They
the
cannot.
20
because
million.
Let me finish. So once that happens, it sends a signal to them. And then they start hearing every other person talking about the election, every youth speaking about how important this election is, and we are going to vote. And we are not only going to vote, we are going to make sure we stay at the station and see how they count the votes and stuff.
Everything.
Bro,
Clearly.
it is going to change the dynamic. Even if they are going to win or they're going to steal or whatever, it's not going to be as easy as it's usually like, they are not going to register. We register whoever we can register. And because trust me, I can sit here and tell you that for the past years, these people have been winning the election clean and clear.
Me too, I can say that.
No one has ever cheated.
Yep, I would say that.
No one. The only thing they try to do is they help you guys. They use your candidates to push the propaganda that they are going to cheat, and then your candidate will encourage his candidates, his constituents or whatever, his people to not register while they are there. Do you know what they usually do? They go door to door and register their members.
Exactly.
Their members, yeah.
They go
village.
They go to villages and register their members. Whereas your own candidate is there saying, I will not go for the elections. Oh, don't register. Oh, they have already stolen the elections. So that is why for me, I feel like the entire blame is on the people, not on the leaders.
Yes.
It's never going to be on the leaders. We decide who our leaders is. We decide to relax. How can you tell me that somebody who is 90 plus years is still managing the country? Is that possible? That is not possible anywhere. A group of persons have decided he's going to be there.
So that they can.
Let us talk about the candidates, by the way. So many candidates. The younger ones, the really young ones, the older ones, the ancien, the ones that even worked with the government, all of that. Is there any candidate that's catching your attention?
Yeah, there's many candidates that are catching my attention. But avant que je n'ai pas de candidats, il faut que je dise quelque chose. Il y a beaucoup de candidats qui n'ont même pas de parti politique. Il y a beaucoup de candidats qui doivent avoir 300 signatures. Et qui
no, just talk about the candidates that are catching your attention.
Pas de moyens. Donc, quand je regarde le candidat le plus qui me passionne un peu, c'est, je peux parler de Cabral Libby.
No, go ahead and talk about
je peux parler de Cabral Libby parce que Cabral Libby, c'est un jeune qui vient un peu comme les Samuel Eto'o, qui sort de nulle part, qui a bagarré pour être là où il est. Et jusqu'à ce qu'à un niveau même, il a eu les problèmes avec le ministre de l'administration territoriale qui dit qu'il a volé le parti de quelqu'un pour pouvoir s'accaparer du parti de quelqu'un. Or, nous avons tous vu ici comment ça s'est passé. Donc, c'est pour dire qu'au Cameroun aujourd'hui, quand ils voient qu'il y a quelqu'un qui peut au moins se lever la tête, ils trouvent tous les moyens. Ils violent même la loi. Parce qu'on peut même voir ça avec Samuel Eto'o. Les gars violent même la loi pour t'asphyxier. Et c'est des trucs comme ça. Et on voit les jeunes qui sont en train de regarder, qui ne bougent pas du doigt, parce qu'ils ont peur pour leur famille, parce qu'ils ont peur pour leurs enfants. Je vous dis que beaucoup de gens ont le courage de parler parce qu'ils sont partis du Cameroun. Mais si moi, je pouvais conseiller les Camerounais qui ont une carte de vote, c'est d'aller voter, pas parce que j'ai dit que c'est Cabral, mais d'aller voter leur choix politique. Mais pour moi, j'assume ça et dit, il y a une seule personne qui peut nous amener à l'évolution du Cameroun, au changement éthique du Cameroun. Je pense que c'est Cabral Libby parce que j'ai un peu lu son programme politique. Et je pense qu'il a des choses très importantes, même si je ne suis pas d'accord avec lui à 100%. Mais je pense qu'il a quelque chose de très important à nous amener. Parce qu'il est jeune. Il peut mouvoir, il peut promouvoir, il peut mouvoir ses actions. Il peut aller dans tous les... Parce que je regarde Cabral Libby aujourd'hui, se retrouve dans une même région, loin au fin fond de l'extrême nord, avec les partis du RDPC. Il se retrouve là-bas. Il faut que chacun parvienne à enregistrer certaines personnes. Et des fois, il arrive même, on envoie le sous-préfet pour dire que interdisez-le d'entrer dans le village. On le bloque en route. Mais il y a certains présidents de partis politiques qui sont restés chez eux, qui attendent qu'on nous insulte à la radio parce qu'on insulte sur les réseaux sociaux parce qu'on est en train de dire que non, c'est pas comme ça doit se passer. On ne doit plus vivre aujourd'hui la dictature. On doit vivre l'excellence. On doit vivre si on accepte qu'on veut sauver les Camerounais, ou bien on veut aider les Camerounais à aller à un autre pan, il faut qu'on accepte aussi réunir les Camerounais, pas désunir les Camerounais. Parce que la même chose, il y a certains partis politiques qui font la même chose que le RDPC fait aujourd'hui. Si tu n'es pas avec nous, tu n'es pas avec nous. Il y a d'autres partis politiques.
Tu ne veux pas les nommer? Tu ne veux pas citer?
Bon, je vais parler du MSC.
No, let him finish.
Yeah. Que quand tu ne dis pas quelque chose qui va à ce que, ou bien tu critiques un peu leur leader, tu deviens un homme à abattre. Mais et c'est la même chose que le RDPC fait. Si tu n'es pas au RDPC, je me rappelle d'un grand frère qui est venu, il a une agence d'assurance, il n'était pas dans le RDPC. Il faut voir les taxes qu'on l'a données.
Il est mort.
Le redressement qu'on l'a donné, le gars était obligé d'entrer dans le RDPC. Aujourd'hui, il est même l'ami du gouverneur de littoral. Il est l'ami même de tous les temps. Il donne l'argent pour qu'on fasse ces trucs. Mais vous trouvez que, est-ce que c'est encore normal? Ça veut dire que personne n'est libre de s'investir au Cameroun.
What I would like you to know, like I said, the problem is the people.
Yeah, it's the people.
Yeah, the problem is not the leader, because guess what? That governor or that whoever, I'm telling you, if the people, nothing violent, nothing, no. The only thing is if the people just show the government that we all are interested in this thing this time around.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a lot, even if they are going to stay, they are going to make a lot of positive changes to at least compensate, to at least please some persons and things like that. You understand? So for me, it's the responsibility of the youth to show interest in whatever is happening, and then...
Mais c'est vrai, parce que ce que tu dis est vrai, parce que quand on regarde aujourd'hui, si la population était réunie comme ça en bloc, je ne suis pas sûr que le RDPC peut gagner. Mais parce qu'il y a d'autres partis politiques qui veulent que non, c'est leur leader qui soit là. Or, ce n'est pas un problème de leader aujourd'hui, c'est un problème du changement de régime.
You think, for me, even if the people are united, CPDM will still win. I'll tell you why later.
Yeah, me too. I'll come there.
Yeah.
So, first and foremost, the first thing we have to do as a population, you say you're putting the blame on 100% on the population. I cannot say you're wrong. You're totally right.
But I'm send you link. Go ahead.
First thing we need to do is for everybody to get involved. Let's register on the electoral list. Let's register on the electoral list. That will send them a message, a clear message that this time around, we're not going to let that shenanigan pass, because we are fed up. We are tired of this system. We want, after 60 years or after 60-something years, 65 years of existence, we want something else. We want a new direction at the helm of the state. This being said, you said that we should talk about the candidate.
The candidate,
yeah.
Do you have any preferred or anything?
So right now, there are people on the CPDM that are still pushing the president, the sitting president, to run for another term. But until
they're actually pushing, it's really pushing.
Until he said that he's candidate, I'm not considering him now as a candidate. Until he says so. Even though some people might say that I am naive saying that, I'm not being naive, I'm just trying to be factual, okay? Let's be empirical a little bit. So until he said that he's candidate, let's say that he's not yet candidate. For those who have said that they are candidate, I think we have a couple of them. We have Cabral Libi, that was just named the candidate for PCRN. We have Maurice Kamto, that openly said that he wants to run for the presidency. I don't know which party yet is going to name him, okay? It's going to endorse him as a candidate. And we have Serge Espoir Matomba from PURS, or PURS, all right? That said that that was indicted as a candidate. We have Professor Jean Baebek from UPC, even though there is another faction that is trying to present another candidate in that, but they have a legal fight that is going on, even though the faction of Baebek have the decision of the Supreme Court giving them the right to present a candidate. So there's so much shenanigan going on. We put that aside. We take Jean Baebek as a candidate. We have Joshua Ossi from the SDF, all right? That is a candidate. But for me, so far, Joshua Ossi is been in this political realm for quite some time now. Even when the chairman was still alive, he was the vice president to the chairman. So for me, this is me, and I'm saying that it's a part of the system. All right, it's a part of the system because he's head of enterprise. He's a CEO, and sometimes he has a contract from the presidency to
give them the play and everything. So
he has those kind of contracts from the presidency. So that's why I'm saying it's a part of the system. For me, Maurice Kamto, since 2020, when he said that he doesn't want to run for legislative and municipal elections, he put himself, or he put the party out, all right, out of the game. Let's not do those I don't know, interpretation game. They are trying to use the law now to interpret, say that no,
did we even have to get there, like where you start explaining
that CRM has to, because some some parliamentary resigned from SDF and joined CRM. Now CRM is able to endorse a candidate in a presidential election. That will never happen. It's not legal. Let don't even talk about it. We know that he's the pope of law and everything, but on that one, it will never happen. So, but he can still be a candidate. Either he be presented by another party, or he go as an independent candidate, just collect 200 signature. That's it. I'm parrainage. You never know. So yeah, it can be a candidate, but it will hardly be from CRM. Okay, CRM. So it's hardly be. Now we have Cabral Libi and Serge Espoir Matomba. They've run for the previous presidential election, and to be honest, I'm going to follow the view of this guy. Not saying that this is a young man. I'm talking about Cabral right now. This is a young man that we've seen against all odds fighting. He went to the presidential election in 2018 with a different political party, right? It was Univer from Professor Nkumvondo, the Fekafut guy. So after the election, they fell apart, okay? They didn't understand themselves. Maybe the money issue. Yeah, it was money issue, so they separated themselves. He got a new party, all right? And then he went to the municipal and legislative election with that. He won 5 seats in parliamentary seat, all right? And then 200 municipal councillors, all right? Amongst them, you have mayors and all of that. So it's a very represented. And like this man said, we saw him walking on the ground, going to villages, going to cities, going to every corner of the country, try to convince people to show them their project. But something has to be pointed out. People are fighting him, but I didn't see anywhere somebody fighting him for his program, saying that your program is bad, your program is not good, what you're proposing is not good. They always fight him for his person, for where he belongs to, for his tribe, and then maybe the kind of friendship he has. So, but that doesn't make sense in politics if you want to if you want to vote for someone. So for me, the candidate who is young right now and that can do something, because he showed himself against all odds. When he took this party to the election in 2020, he got seat, he became the president and all of that. He got those seats I was talking about. Now, the Minister of the Territorial Administration is fighting him to rip that party from him. You understand that? Even the system is afraid of the kind of energy he's bringing into the game. So, we should support the young people, those who are less than 70 years, more than 70.
No, less than even 50.
Yeah,
he's
more
less
than
50, right?
Yeah, he's 44. He's 44. Even Serge Espoir Matomba is the same age.
Yeah, I don't know about Serge Espoir Matomba, but I know about Cabral Libi, and I just want somebody who is young, who will come up with new ideas, who will come up with versatile ideas. I just want somebody who like he said, it's not just about him being young, because I used to argue that it's not about somebody being young, it's about their project. I've not really taken time to go through Cabral Libi's project, but I've seen people post this and that on online, and I think it's interesting. Like he said also, when people don't attack your agenda, they attack your person, you understand, then it means your agenda is perfect. If your agenda was wrong, that's what they will attack. Oh, you say you're going to do this, how can you, and blah blah blah. But because there is no argument over there, the reason they are attacking his person is why they are attacking his person. Now that's the phone number for those who want to call. You can go ahead and call to make your own small contribution before we continue. As for me, when it comes to the candidates, I just want somebody young. I just want somebody who is smart. I just want somebody who can go into the hinterlands. I just want somebody like, if you look at across Africa, places like Senegal, places like Burkina Faso, all these countries with really young presidents. You see the presidents going into places, playing football games, going into some NGOs, going to places where they want to see what is happening by themselves. It is very, very important in 2025. So for me, it should be a very, very young candidate that is vibrant, that is smart, that is ready to listen, that understands what is happening in 2025.
Exactly.
Not somebody who will come and tell us that 32 giga equal as 500 giga. Things like that. Somebody that will tell us that all those no, we don't want that anymore. Let me see if I can get this caller. Hello, Baba.
How are you?
I don't find higher energy low, so
I'm watching the show and I'm very happy with the topic.
okay. You
At
are
least
continuing at watch
we
level.
should not just be talking showbiz. This is for the first time we are talking about issues that are really affecting Cameroon. And the two panelists are very, very much enlightened and objective, you know. But at the end of the day, Cabral is young, is dynamic. The only reason I tend to want to support Cabral Libi is because of he's shown a little bit of humanity in his approach. Cabral Libi is the only candidate of French Francophone background who has actually taken upon himself to visit the suffering people of the Northwest and Southwest.
Wow.
Canto is completely out of picture.
He says
Canto is a selfish human being.
Go there after the election, after he wins.
Yeah, because he's a greedy man. Because he's a greedy human being. He's not there for the people. He's there for himself. And do not forget that a man is his integrity.
That's true.
A man without integrity is worthless. Canto went into an understanding with some other politicians last election, including Akere Muna, who dropped their candidacy to accompany Canto.
Yeah.
He lost the election. There's a 50-50 chance in Cameroon, we have seen over the time, that when you lose an election and you want to come back, the government tightens its grip to actually fight you more. And for somebody like Canto, who has come out aggressively against the system, and with his understanding of the law, and with the humiliation he gave the government when he was arrested and locked up, and they actually released him. The Cameroon government knew what they are doing before they appoint the current Minister of Territorial Administration. He's there to actually fight Canto tooth and nail. And there's nothing Canto will do about it. If they say Canto is not going to run, Canto is not going to run. If Canto comes out that he wants to run, they'll arrest him, they'll lock him up. Nothing will happen. He had his members in the prisons. He's the master of the law. But the other guy who believed so much in him, who was arrested in his house and locked up till today, he's still in prison. Canto has not fought for them to be released. Canto is just somebody who's looking out for himself. He's a greedy person. He's not a human being. Because you will not tell me that I am dying in pain. No, go first and vote me. When you finish voting me, I will come and sympathize with you. That's what he's telling the people of Northwest and Southwest.
Wow.
That's what Canto is saying. Canto is saying, I will visit Northwest and Southwest with a peace message after the election. So before the election, what are you doing? Do not also forget that it was when Canto was minister delegate at the Ministry of Justice that some of the laws that are affecting the people of Northwest and Southwest today were actually proposed and enacted into law. Do not forget that. If there is something I should say about Kamto, I will categorically tell you that Kamto does not even like the Northwest and Southwest people or the Anglophone people. I will tell you that. Because even while Kamto was locked up in prison, he disassociated himself from our brothers who were also in the same prison with him. He did not approach them to actually say, from jail, that we are in the same capacity. How do we start solving the Anglophone crisis while you are here? You're there with other brothers of yours who are disgruntled with the same system. You help in creating the same monster. You help in building the same monster you fed. So we are looking at a situation where the younger generation should take the lead. But the system has built a generation of corrupt individuals. Look at the mayors that we have today in Cameroon, my brothers. 60% of the mayors in Cameroon today are below 55. Look at their towns. Look at Manfi. Look at Akwaya. All these are young mayors. I'm not going far. Look at Bamenda. Look at Boya. Look at Limbe. Look at Tico. There are no innovations. There are no introductions of new ideas. They know that they come. They are mayors. They will collect money from stores, publicity here and there. Government will give some money. Government will come and say, okay, we are giving you money, but we are going to stifle how you use the money and all of that. You know, Cameroon, they write the law in a way that they sell the good and they still hold the rope in Yaoundé. So they take that aspect. Let me wrap up, Mr. Sako. They take that aspect now to sell it to the people. Oh, we are trying to do everything, but the government is holding back things. But there are things that you can use your own initiative and the community to engage in community projects in partnership with organizations and NGOs. And then you do things in your community. There is no legacy. There's no hard work to leave a legacy by the current administrators who are our generation. Everybody wants to sell land and make money. Everybody wants to create a fake company to swindle the contracts and then do the contracts by themselves. So Cabral, his outings, his understanding about Cameroon, his understanding about how to move Cameroon forward, I admire Cabral a lot. Even when the Anglophone crisis started, Cabral was one of those people who came to Boya under gunshots and bullets. I admire him a lot. But I have just one problem. Unfortunately, Cabral is going to take the straight bullet. The one problem I have is that Francophones, you people have held this country for 65 years. An Anglophone should take over.
And try.
Give the country also to an Anglophone. I am sad to say this. Cabral's program is so beautiful. His personality is top-notch. His understanding of how to propel the growth of Cameroon is beautiful. But me, I'm not going to vote for any Francophone. Never. Never. I will not encourage any Anglophone to stand again and vote for any Francophone. You people have had that country for 65 years. It is shameful that powers were given to Ahidjo. Ahidjo was never voted. Ahidjo was never voted to become president of Cameroon. He was selected to become president. Same like Ahidjo selected Paul Biya to become president. And we know that this country is never going to go through that electoral process to achieve its leadership. It will be transferred. Power will be transferred. Every disposition is being made for power to be transferred to somebody else. It's an indirect monarchy. Ahidjo was even a little bit objective for one Cameroon. Right now, what we are having is a monarchy. If not for the incompetence of certain areas or in certain areas, we would have had a new president. But the lack of stamina, the lack of credibility, the lack of managerial skill, the lack of know-how has made us to still have the same president that we have till today. And like we say, the old man has done his part. At the age of 93, he cannot even go around to make his campaign or to sell his agenda. So he has people who now believe that for them to put him back in power, they have to bully all of us. They have to tell us, if you're not doing this, no, we do not hate our president. But at a certain point, we have to say, Papa, rest. Rest. Are we? When I tell that Sako, please, you don't play ball, you don't tell Sako rest. Does it mean I hate you?
No.
Everybody needs to rest. But the people who continues, the people,
if you know, so you don't train me fine, you go for rest.
Yes, the people. Aijo stepped down at 57. Yeah, so Aijo stepped down at 57 that I'm sick, I'm not feeling well. The world is changing. With the economic growth that we are seeing in other places, Ibrahim Traore has given us the liberty to think, to understand that if this guy can do it in less than 2 years, in less than 3 years, what can we do? We are more exposed. We are more, because I've been to Burkina Faso, I've been to Mali, I've been to Niger. So when you look at the expression on people's faces, and you look how naive and still people are still trying to comprehend how the world is working. Cameroonians, we are far gone. We are way gone.
Boss,
and like my brother said, yes, sir.
You don't already do 10 minutes. You have 4 more. I know.
All right.
5.
My brother said that when they know that you are coming strong and you understand, they start looking for mechanisms and ways to hold you down. Sako, let me wrap up. Yeah. Before I finish, I'm just coming back from Cameroon. I'm currently in the US.
Okay.
You know, it's easy in Cameroon today for somebody to just get our money and call you, Sako, you are an amber, and you disappear. Today in Cameroon, the Ambazonian movement or the Ambazonian cause has become a nightmare in the sense that Ambazonians are attacking us. People have turned it to a means of settling scores. And today, even me who's talking, my name is on certain platforms that I am Ambazonian. Me, I be Ambazonian, say I decrease for my age. I go join Ambazonia, say I decrease. Say he passed me for stand-up even for Paul B. I face tell you, say there is an Anglophone problem. Do I need a minister or a senator to come and tell me that there's an Anglophone problem? I will say it till tomorrow. There's a problem, there's a fundamental problem between La République du Cameroon and Southern Cameroon. If you read the books, no matter how you try to cover it, there's a problem. And until people tend to become civilized and honest,
until we
because Francophones are very dishonest
down as a whole and talk about it, and fix it from the root.
Until we sit down as a family, and decide to solve this problem, we are always going to have a generation that is going to be lost, because they are always going to be disgruntled. For more than 10 years, kids are not gone to school. That's where my preoccupation is. Do you know what it means that in the Northwest and Southwest, more than 1 million kids have not been to school, Sako? You have actually lost a generation of more than 1 million young people. Do I blame Paul Biya for that? I blame the elites, the political elite. How many of our politicians have gone to Nigeria to see the refugees who are there? So that's where greed comes in, and that's where dishonesty comes in.
Can I put in a question?
No. We'll continue on another show. I know Gibet.
On the base of this election, I still think that I have 2 people in my mind. First is Barrister Akere Muna. Second is Cabral Libi. And these individuals met at certain point in South Africa. I thought that Cabral Libi and Barrister Akere Muna could actually come together and build a formidable force. Since Kamto is a greedy man who will not want to support anybody but himself,
exactly.
I thought that Cabral and Akere will stand. Nietzsche and Kamto, everybody will support Kamto. Man, people supported Kamto, but the guy is a greedy guy. He does not want to give relevance to nobody else but himself. Kamto is not going to win the election. Even if Kamto wins the election, in the Northwest and Southwest, Kamto is not going to get 2 votes. He's not going to get 2 votes.
Thank you, boss.
Papa. Thank you. So I want to make this a little bit of a disclaimer. If we have somebody in the comment section or somebody that is watching us that have more insight about Kamto and about CRM, please come in. Maybe you will enlighten us. Maybe you correct what we are saying wrong about CRM and all of that. We don't want to make it a one-sided discussion, so a conversation. So if somebody that know more about CRM or Professor Maurice Kamto, please call and give your view so that we hear from you as well. Maybe you're going to correct us or bring us maybe to join that movement as well. So that's what I want to say.
My own too, I want to say, if they never do and see, they may not do them. And sometimes people will say things and we look at it like it's a joke. We look at it like, oh, wait till the talk and this and that. But for him to say what he said, I know Gibet. This is somebody who is so passionate about Cameroon.
Yeah.
So passionate about Cameroon. If people in their way, especially for the community, we will be expecting that they for just move small, go for that side and continue encourage that movement. Now people like you, now somebody will get a voice, a very huge voice, a very important voice. Now person may go argue on certain things, but when he start opening up the talk some kind of thing, he will always speak with facts. He will always tell you. And if what he said about Kamto, and even that one not true or not true, why not talk about Cabral? You understand? If you want even things said, maybe like Kamto, why not talk about Cabral? Why is he saying Cabral went to the south? It's just simple. If you know if you go for the now with this situation, it means you don't care about the people. Even when the situation not end or no.
Say you will come see.
Yeah, and by the way,
my only
reason me I don't really want me to Kamto is how old is he? It's as simple as that. We know I'm sure when he was. I'm sure the Bia passing for maybe 10 or 20 years. 20 years.
He's 70. I think he's 75 now.
Yeah, I'm sure when he was like in his 40s or 50s, he was actually saying, oh, Bia, when Bia was in his 70s, he was probably saying Bia is too old to be president. You understand? So I don't think for me, he age and then the way he managed, and then for some reason, I don't know why, he is so addicted to going to France, doing things in France. And he's so comfortable, and then when I look at him and I'm like, but we are trying to move away from these people.
Yeah.
You understand? But you are so comfortable going there to do things, and they allow you, they even assisting you and all of that. Like, I'm just like, what is it like? One just take the Mimbo from Trantra Expo, put inside Beaufort. So for me, it don't make any sense. I don't think so. One drag the life. It was just an introduction to this kind of conversation. We'll organize yourself again, fine. I think so. We'll schedule a session with Gibet, because when he says certain things, I really want to ask you a question. Just like my brother want to ask you a question. They go prolong, and then we'll be already getting to know what talk about them today. So I don't want maybe that way. It would be preferable more invite you, make you a guest, and then when he talk, if he ask you a question, I say, okay, but why you talk so about the man? Why you talk so about? But I want to end one thing. I want to discuss on one topic before we close. When about France as I talk.
Yeah.
D'après toi, what is the role in France in all of these things?
I think, like I said all the time, we are responsible. You know, we are grown men. We are not the younger people that we're going to accuse
French.
Okay. So nous sommes les grands, nous sommes des grandes personnes. Nous ne sommes plus à l'époque où on doit accuser quelqu'un que c'est tel ou c'est tel. Moi, si la France a une grosse responsabilité avec nous, c'est justement la responsabilité, je ne sais pas où, je vais dire, mais je pense que la responsabilité, nous la détenons, nous les Camerounais, nous les Africains même en général, nous la détenons. Parce que si, quand tu grandis en tant qu'enfant, quand tu arrives à l'âge où tu dois quitter la maison, même si ton papa dit que reste là, si tu sais déjà que ici tu ne peux pas grandir, tu ne peux pas évoluer, tu dois quitter pour pouvoir évoluer. C'est pour ça que je pense qu'il y a une région, on appelle les Bamileke au Cameroun, que quand l'enfant avait déjà 21 ans, il faisait ce que l'enfant sorte de la maison. Parce qu'il pense qu'en sortant de la maison, tu vas plus te promouvoir et plus évoluer. Mais si on va toujours rester pour dire que c'est la France, c'est ceci, c'est cela, on va rester où on est. Parce que je me rappelle, il y a une année ici, le président Donald Trump avait dit, c'est vous-même les leaders africains qui rendez l'Afrique comme ça. Parce que si un leader comprend que ici, je dois travailler pour ma population, je dois travailler pour mes jeunes, pour les enfants, qui doivent travailler pour les Camerounais, je dois travailler pour les Africains, je dois travailler pour mon pays, on n'aura pas vu l'immigration clandestine aussi élevée. Comprenez? Donc, et quand quelqu'un m'avait posé la question, pourquoi est-ce qu'on parle mal de vos leaders? J'ai dit, mais parce qu'ils veulent qu'on parle mal d'eux. Ça, c'est clair. Parce que les Camerounais eux-mêmes veulent qu'on parle mal d'eux. Parce que si nous, Camerounais, on accepte que, bon, nous sommes grands, on veut prendre notre indépendance en main, je ne vois pas qui va vous arrêter. Ça, donc, je ne vois pas où est-ce qu'on va toujours passer le temps à pleurer. Pour moi, ma réponse est que je ne vois pas la responsabilité de la France. La France intervient parce qu'on leur appelle. On les appelle. Parce qu'on dit que non, on n'appelle plus la France. Ils ne vont pas intervenir. Mais si vous passez le temps à aller pleurer pour aller prêter l'argent, vous avez les problèmes, vous partez là-bas, dire avec. Ils auront toujours le pouvoir sur vous. Si moi, je viens tous les jours, Sako, je viens ici tous les jours, je dis que j'ai faim, je veux $200, je veux $100. Le jour où tu vas me parler mal et que je vais lever la tête, tu vas dire que je te donne souvent $100, je n'ai plus droit à la parole. Je n'ai plus droit à la parole. Donc, c'est pour ça que je dis, je ne vais pas passer mon temps à accuser la France. Je vais passer le temps à accuser nous, les Camerounais, en général les Africains qui ont refusé de comprendre qu'ils doivent grandir. Ça, c'est ce que je peux dire par rapport à ça.
You know, Shane, the role of France in all this cacophony that's happening.
I want to say two things before I can elaborate. First thing, in politics, there are no friends, there are no parenthood or brotherhood. It is about interest, all right? That's one thing. And then the second thing I want to say is that we do understand that France didn't colonize Cameroon, but Cameroon was put under the protection of France, okay, by the nation society, all right? And then now France use Cameroon, such as most African French-speaking countries, to build their own international influence. You understand? So now we are in a place where we don't want to be this. We don't want to be under their canopy anymore. And of course, they are losing money. They are losing influence. And if you see the new ranking of the world powerful nation, France moved from the 5th to the 9th position because of what is happening now in Africa. You see, Burkina Faso doesn't want to deal anymore with France. Mali doesn't want to deal anymore. Niger don't want to deal anymore with France. And even in Cameroon, most people don't know that Cameroon is no more dealing with France. The market value of France investment in Cameroon dropped from 50% to 10%. All right, to 10% now. So yeah, if France found a candidate that can assure them that your interest will give you back your interest, of course they're going to support, because they want that influence back. That gives them a very geostrategic position in the global political realm. So yes, if they found any way on how, even by a coup, or like they try in Niger, in Burkina Faso, and in Mali, to bring in somebody that they can control, that they can use to control those natural resources, all right, to control the gold, to control the uranium, which they use for their own electrical power. Yeah, of course they're going to do that. So I will not say that France, we have to be responsible and be grown up enough to take our own action, which is we're going to keep our own interests. So I will not say that France has anything to do about we being in this or we having that. But if you give them the opportunity to come back, they'll use it. Because like I said, it's about interest. There's no friendship.
Thank you guys very much. And what they're saying is just correct. Similar to what I'm saying, similar to what Gilbert is saying. We as a people have to be responsible. And I will continue to emphasize, it is not about the leaders. The people make the leaders. That's the reason why, whether I like it or not, during the elections, who did they go to? When elections are over, you don't see them coming to you. Very few of them, like the Cabral Libi, like my brother said, will go to the people, even whether elections or not. You understand? And that's how you start knowing who is a good leader. Gilbert said something here, that man is not human, that man doesn't care about, and it is true. You feel like you're going to France to do whatever you're doing over there, but you cannot go visit whoever you want to go visit in Norso.
Ask them to vote you first before
You have they should vote you first
before
you can come visit them
as a president.
It says a lot about you.
Yeah.
So our people should sit up. We are not asking you to do anything crazy, nothing violent. Just go register first of all. Just for your own sake, just experience how it feels to go out there and cast a vote. You understand? Just go experience the whole thing. I'll bet you guys, Elekam and Bia, for the past how many years, have been running elections transparently. You and me are the people who don't register and vote. That is a simple truth.
Yep.
You and every other person are the persons who don't register and vote. La preuve, in 2018, a presidential candidate decided that, oh, my party is not going to take part in this election. Knowing fully well, you say you understand the law, knowing fully well that in the long run, it's going to haunt you.
Yep.
And today now you want to quote text. So,
and the funny thing is that he even mentioned it that he knows that doing this action would hinders it from running for the next presidential election as a candidate of that party. So he knew it. He said it when he was putting out that statement, not for his party not to run for the 2020 election. So he knew it. He said it that this is huge of consequence, but we need to do this because the electoral system that is in place is unjust, is unfair. So we want it to be changed before we can go. And most importantly, we want to listen to me. We want to take care of the situation in the Nozo until they stop that war. We will no more run to an election again. Guess what? In 2025, they are ready. Hold on. They are ready to run for the presidential election. But yet, Nozo is still under fire. You understand?
And even the electoral process is not changed anything.
Nothing has changed.
So this is why I'm saying that, bro. Let's cut it off, man. Next time we're talking about it, I want to feel comfortable to put the ideas and my argument. I will do it in French.
Okay. Ça va se choper. Hey!
I'll do it in French.
Guys, thank you very much for this wonderful segment. Go ahead and let us know what you think. Go ahead and share the video. If you know any person we can invite to have that conversation with him, I'll start looking on ways to invite Kabal Libi. I know one time I had a conversation with somebody who said they can give me
his contact.
Not his contact. I'm talking about the other guy, Akere Muna. And we had a big platform. And I know Akere Muna is coming here. If he comes here, we'll try to sit with him. It's not going to be just me or all of us.
Yeah, we sit with him.
We are trying to build the Dalton, the trio. So, but again, thank you guys very much. Go ahead, and if we said something that you do not like, twist that and throw that somewhere. If we said something you don't agree with, please reach out to us and let us know what you think. We have a phone number that is floating. Call me, call my brother Sami, call Innocent. If not, if we did something that you feel like you appreciate, that is what you should take and run with it. I don't know, once a week or every other day we can do something like this. Though most of the time we talk about football. But then we'll always look for time to have this conversation. Also, I feel like tomorrow we should talk about social issues. So yesterday we talked about sports. Today politics, tomorrow social issue. We have the issue of the guy who got the kids pregnant, and then we have the other issues.
God.
We just look up those social topics and address them. See you guys tomorrow, same time?
Same time.
Same time, guys. Thank you.
Bye.